We all love our pets, and for many of us, they play a very important role in our lives, and it's only natural that we want to do all that we can to keep them safe and healthy.
And when it comes to special care and advanced surgery, affiliated veterinary specialists help families get the treatments they need for their beloved pets. Dr. Carolyn McCune is a board-certified specialist in anesthesia and pain management. Thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
I've had I don't want to say it's the pleasure of coming, but when I needed my pet to have some special care, I was so grateful that I was able to take him to affiliated veterinary specialist. So let's share a little bit about, and he got top-notch care. So let's talk about what it is you do in the community, how long you've been here, and what your role is there.
Well, for the full story, you're going to want to visit our website at avspethospitals.com. In short, we've been serving the community since 1997, so just under 20 years of service.
And thank goodness that you are here, because when you have a pet who's got a serious issue, it's so good to have a resource. Tell me what you do there specifically.
My specific role is that of chief anesthesiologist for affiliated veterinary specialists. That means that I have spent some additional time training. You might think this is very common. In human medicine, we would go and talk to our anesthesiologist prior to a procedure. But for the veterinary world, this is actually relatively uncommon. I am the only board-certified anesthesiologist in a private referral setting in northern Florida and southern Georgia.
Wow, that is impressive. That's because it's a huge role too. Obviously,
Yes.
you know, the dog, the animal can be put back together, but if they don't wake up, then
Yeah,
it defeats the
100%.
purpose. Now, you guys, the first one started in Orange Park, and what it says veterinary, so people may be thinking, oh, it's just like my vet. Well, what makes you guys different than like the normal vet that people take their dogs to or cats?
AVS employs a plethora of board-certified specialists. In our Orange Park and Jacksonville location, we have specialists in rehabilitation, specialists in surgery, specialists in anesthesia and pain management. Board certification essentially means that after your 4 years of veterinary school, you go back and you focus on something you're very passionate about. So we have specialists who spend additional 3 to 4 years training, and after that rigorous training process, we take our boards, our examination. This board says you are qualified to do what you say you specialize in. We're meant to complement your veterinarian who does a great job at wellness and comprehensive care, but there might be things they're uncomfortable with, and so then they send those pets to somewhere where people have focused on this for quite a long time.
Sure.
And how do folks find you? I'll tell you how I found you. I put it on Facebook and I said my dog had an issue, and who would they recommend? And people overwhelmingly recommended you. So how else would you find other than just throwing it out to Facebook?
Generally, most of our clients will come to us from their veterinarian. So we work in conjunction and kind of yin and yang with the general practitioners who will send the patients in our direction when they're uncomfortable. But there are a few people who are out there like yourself that have found us via the internet. avspethospitals.com is our website, taken a look on that, and then self-referred for things that they are particularly concerned about.
So we were talking about this, and it's not just the standard checkup, you know, check the ears, things like that. Some of the services that you provide, if somebody's sitting out there going, well, why should I go there instead of my normal vet? What are the specific services people should be looking at to come to you?
We provide, like we said, a plethora of services in Jacksonville and Orange Park. The rehab center offers things like a pool and a specialized physical therapy plan for each individualized animal. The anesthesia and pain management service that I'm part of is particularly focused on making sure that the anesthetic case goes as smoothly as possible and making sure the animal is as comfortable as possible, and then a ton of different surgical options. We have things like head and neck procedures for pets with cancer, procedures that are minimally invasive where they can examine the thorax, the abdomen, the knee, and a plethora of orthopedic procedures, almost anything you could need in that regard.
I mean, I would think half the battle is really pinpointing and figuring out what's wrong with the animal because they can't talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the vets have limited in their expertise and they do the referral to the experts in your facility. I want to ask you, you've gone through so much education, so much schooling, and you do see these more challenging cases. What's been the most rewarding situation for you? Well,
we had a pet who presented to us that was for something very routine but could have been life-threatening. So this particular animal, a beautiful little small breed dog, presented to us for a mobile kneecap. The kneecap moved. The owners were presenting because they would like that stabilized. Unfortunately, the owners were trying to make the animal more comfortable and gave the dog ibuprofen. And human medicine that helps us with our ailments but is not a good idea for your pets without the consultation of your veterinarian. That particular little guy was taken in by Angelina, one of our technicians. You can find more on her profile on avspethospitals.com. She told the owners this is a medical emergency, brought the animal back to our treatment area, and contacted myself as well as the primary clinician to get treatment for that guy started right away. The dog did just fine. He was a good surgical candidate, and afterwards the owners were quite pleased. They sent us a lovely email thanking us for the excellent care.
Love it.
And that is that, and those do great. So you have photographs and letters of thank you and grateful letters all in the office.
It's very rewarding.
Of people who are just so appreciative for what you've done for their animals. Well, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
being
joining
there
us.
and being
We
such a
appreciate
wonderful
it.
resource in the community. And we'd like to thank Affiliated Veterinary Specialists for sponsoring this segment. For more information, visit avspethospitals.com. There is great information on there, I can tell you personally. You can also call the Jacksonville location at 904-646-1287, and the number for the Orange Park location is 904-278-0287.
You want to show off your cute pet pictures? Well, we're going to have a special gallery and segment on First Coast Living. It'll be brought to you by Affiliated Veterinary Specialists. Make sure you tag us on Facebook or Instagram, and you can also send email to your first@firstcoastnews.com. So start rounding up your pet pictures
You
now.
gotta get your guy in that costume. I'm telling you, it's a cool costume. I promise you.
I have so many pictures of Brew that I will be sending into this. We
I
want everybody to
promise
send
you.
their
I'm gonna
pet
give you
pictures.
the cool costume.